Good morning. This is real live raw Devo coming to you on Monday morning after the New Year's. I hope you all had a great New Year celebration. I know I did, and I'm going to be honest with you, the Georgia Bulldogs won, and that made me happy. Yeah, good times. But today I just wanted to share with you just a word that I over the weekend I was listening to a pastor preaching on another passage that's a very familiar passage. And there was one thing he said in there that really stuck out, and then that drove me to go back and read over this passage again, and it just really was like, whoa. And so yeah, I just want to share it with you. I'm going to go into, I'll be in actually Luke chapter 5. And I think that's right. You know how it is, it'll have the chapters on both sides, and then you're like, you think you're in one chapter, but you're really in another. But maybe that just happens to me. I don't know. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited about the week. I was off for a couple of days. And so you would think you bounce back, Monday morning would come and you think, yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, I went 5:30 when the alarm went off. I didn't say, yeah. I said, where's the snooze, baby? I need some more sleep. As you can see, Shug's back there still asleep. Okay. So anyway, we're in Luke 5, and it's the parable that I wanted to share with you was about the wineskins, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about what was leading up to that. Matthew has just been called, and Jesus, walks by and said, hey, you follow me, and Matthew leaves everything and follows him. Now, we all know Matthew was a tax collector, and tax collectors, they were just not well received by the community. They were perceived as being traitors. A lot of people didn't like them, so there you go. When Jesus called Matthew, that kind of was like a red flag to the Pharisees, who were always looking at if you were doing everything that they thought you should do. If you were following the rituals that they had made, then the Pharisees, said, that's what you need to do. And so when Jesus called Matthew, they were like, well, good gracious, he's a sinner. And the next thing you know, Jesus goes to his house. Matthew throws a feast and invites all of his sinful friends to meet Jesus. And so there's this gathering of all these people that the Pharisees see as just the worst of the worst, and there's Jesus in amongst them, and they're saying, what in the world are you doing with these people? And Jesus says, that basically those that are well don't need a physician. These are the people that need me. And Jesus is also in that saying, you don't need me because you have your rituals and your ceremonies that you do for yourself, to make you self-righteous. And so, but anyway, Jesus, he doesn't say all that, but Jesus implies so much, it's like what he says, you can't help but go, what? But anyway, so then he has that with the Pharisees, and so then he's telling them, the Pharisees then bring up, well, why aren't your disciples fasting? And Jesus says, well, you don't fast when you're with the bridegroom. And of course, the Pharisees wanted everybody to fast, so that they could walk around and have this grimace look on their face and go, I'm fasting, I'm so holy, I'm so righteous, and you're not, you should be fasting, that kind of thing. And so then we get to the part about where the wineskins, Jesus starts telling them about the wineskins. So back then, they would take animal skins, I know, and they would put the wine in it and then seal it up for it to ferment. And so when you had a new wineskin, it was very elastic. So apparently in this fermentation process, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And so it needed to be able to swell and expand to contain what was happening inside. And so if you used an old wineskin, well, I'm going to tell you, 55 years old, I can tell you this skin don't stretch like it used to. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I get cut and broken up all the time. I'm like, well, how did that happen? Oh, I just grazed myself. So I say all that to say, I got some old wineskin on right now. But the old wineskin, it had lost its elasticity. So it couldn't stretch. It couldn't do anything. So when the new wine got put in, it was unable to accommodate everything that was going on inside of it. And so that's Jesus' point to the Pharisees, was that you're trying to hang on to these rituals and the Mosaic law. And I'm telling you, there's a new covenant. There's a new law. There's something new here. I am the new covenant. I am the new way. And all of that was leading to this. And Jesus saying, you can't cling to that. If you do, you can't take what I'm giving you and put it in that. It'll just burst. And this pastor that I was listening to last weekend, he made this statement. He said, there's so many people out there that they say, I'm going to now be a practicing Christian. He said, some people say, well, I'm not a practicing Christian. You'll hear people say, like, I'm not practicing this or practicing that. He said, all of a sudden they'll say, well, I'm going to be a practicing Christian now. So I'm going to start doing these things. These are the things I'm going to do. And what they're doing is basically they're trying to figure out how they can do this in and of themselves. And what they don't realize is that when we become a follower of Christ, when God calls us, we become this new creation. And we're told that in 2 Corinthians. We are a new creation. And then Paul tells us in Romans, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So when you've got this new man inside of you, the Holy Spirit living inside of you, it's not this now I've decided to be a practicing Christian, if that's the case. What it is now is there's something new inside of you, and you are a new creation. So now this new creation can contain all of this that God's doing inside of you, and you will stretch and you will grow, and you'll be able to contain this new wine within this new wineskin. And I started thinking about it. I said, that is so true. It's so true because, I've seen people, and I've been that person where I've tried to, these are the things you're supposed to do. And then it's like, it's not happening. I can't be the old and the new at the same time. You can't do the old and new together. You have to be one or the other. Because when you're a new creation and everything that God's doing in your life, an old wineskin cannot contain the magnitude of what He'll do. And that is so exciting to me. And so when I was listening to that and I started thinking about that, I said, that is so true. And that's why when you see these things that you go through and you think, boy, if I had gone through that or experienced that when I was this person, this old man, this old person without Christ, I never would have been able to handle it. I couldn't have done it. It wouldn't have happened. But in that relationship with Jesus Christ and how He changes you and how the Holy Spirit works in your life, there's so much happening inside that when these things come, you're different. And so things are different, and you handle it different. You look different. You sound different. And it's just a wonderful thing. And so I just want to encourage you with that. Because right now, a lot of people during this time of the year, they start saying, I've got a New Year's resolution. This is going to be different. I'm doing it this. I'm going to do this. I really am. But then what happens? Maybe a week, a month, 2 months, everything's back to normal. In the Christian walk, it's not that way. In the Christian walk, what we're doing is God is enabling us. He's changing us. He's changing our hearts. He's changing our thoughts. He's changing everything about us because we are new. We are made new. And in that, we then are able to walk this out. And it's not because of us. It's because of who is in us, who has called us and made us new. So I just want to encourage you with that. And I pray that you are off to a great start with a wonderful new year. And I look forward to seeing what all God's going to do. And I just pray for His blessings on your life as you follow Him, as you pursue Him. I love y'all. I hope you have a very good day. It's Monday. Let's do this. We got it.